how does ignoring people fit into the Stoic picture? It's not about being rude or indifferent, but about selective attention. In the realm of Stoicism, ignoring is not a disregard for others or an act of dismissal. Instead, it is a strategic tool, an act of selective attention that allows one to maintain their inner peace and focus on what truly matters. It is a practice that shields the mind from unnecessary distractions and disruptions, making room for more meaningful thoughts and actions. You see, Stoicism teaches us that our thoughts and emotions are within our control. However, this control can be easily compromised when we allow external influences, such as the opinions and actions of others, to infiltrate our mental space. This is where the practice of ignoring comes into play. By consciously choosing to ignore certain people or situations, we are essentially setting boundaries for our mental well-being. Now you might be wondering, isn't ignoring people simply an act of indifference or even disrespect? Well, not quite. From a Stoic viewpoint, ignoring is not an act of disregard, but of discernment. It is a deliberate choice to focus on what is within our control and dismiss what isn't. It is about prioritizing our mental health, our peace, our focus over the incessant noise of the world. The Stoic practice of ignoring is not about turning a blind eye to the world around us. It's not about shutting ourselves off from society. Rather, it's about discerning between what deserves our attention and what doesn't. It's about understanding that not every action requires a reaction, not every opinion warrants our attention, and not every situation deserves our energy. In essence, the Stoic practice of ignoring is about cultivating a strong mental fortress. It's about practicing resilience in the face of adversity. It's about choosing peace over chaos, focus over distraction, and what truly matters over what doesn't. Ignoring in this context is not a sign of disrespect, but a strategy for self-preservation and focus. This is the essence of Stoic practice. It's not about shutting out the world, but about selectively choosing what we let in. It's about maintaining our inner peace amidst the external chaos and focusing on what truly matters to us. So, what can be the benefits of this Stoic practice of selective ignoring? The benefits are manifold. First off, we must recognize that the world is a whirlwind of stimuli, a cacophony of noise, images, and emotions. It can be overwhelming, draining, and distracting. By selectively choosing what to ignore, we can maintain our inner peace. We can shield ourselves from the chaos, tuning out the noise that does not serve us. This doesn't mean we become oblivious to the world around us, but rather we become more aware of our own mental space and choose not to clutter it with unnecessary information. Secondly, ignoring allows us to focus on what truly matters. This is where the Stoic principle of dichotomy of control comes into play. Stoics believe that we should focus our energy only on things we can control. Anything beyond our control should be acknowledged, but not stressed over. By ignoring what we can't control, we free up mental space and energy to focus on what we can change, what we can improve, and where we can make a difference. A simple example of this could be ignoring the negative comments on your social media posts. You can't control what others think or say, but you can control how you react to them. By choosing to ignore them, you reserve your energy for creating more content, for engaging with your supportive followers, for improving your craft. But what about when the pressure is on and financial stress is high? Stoicism teaches us to focus on our responses to difficult situations rather than the situations themselves. If you're faced with an unexpected bill or a sudden loss of income, instead of allowing panic to take hold, you can choose to respond with calm and rationality. You can take a step back, assess your options, and make a plan. Remember, it's not about denying the reality of your financial struggles, but about responding to them in a productive, proactive way. By focusing on your actions and attitudes, you can navigate through financial difficulties with grace and resilience, rather than being swept away by fear and worry. And as we know, worry doesn't pay the bills, action does. By adopting a Stoic mindset, we're empowered to take action, to make changes, and to move towards financial stability. Stoicism reminds us to focus on our own actions and attitudes, rather than external circumstances. With this mindset, we can face financial struggles not as insurmountable obstacles, but as challenges to be overcome. We've covered a lot of ground today. We began by acknowledging the universal nature of financial struggles, a reality that many of us grapple with. We've learned that these struggles are not anomalies, but a part of life's challenges that make us stronger and more resilient. Next, we delved into the world of Stoicism, an ancient philosophy that offers a unique perspective on these struggles. The Stoics teach us that it's not the struggles themselves that bring us down, but our reactions to them. They urge us to focus on what we can control, our attitudes and actions, rather than fretting over what's beyond our reach. We then explored practical steps towards achieving financial stability, emphasizing the importance of discipline, budgeting, saving, and investing wisely. These are not just financial strategies, but a way of life that can lead us towards financial independence. Remember, the key to overcoming financial struggles lies in our own attitudes and actions. As the Stoics remind us, we have the power to shape our own financial destinies. Sacrifice your own happiness and well-being. You are not a commodity, but a person with your own unique identity and personal boundaries. This reveals how kindness can turn you into a perpetual people-pleaser. And that, my dear listeners, is a trap from which it's hard to escape. Sixthly, kindness can burden you with emotional labor. When we extend our kindness, we often find ourselves becoming the emotional support system for others. We absorb their worries, their sadness, their disappointments, and their fears. We become the confidants, the listeners, the shoulders to cry on. But this emotional labor, this constant processing and managing of others' emotions, can lead to a state of emotional exhaustion. It's like carrying a heavy bag filled with emotions that are not even ours. While it's noble and empathetic to share in others' emotional experiences, it's crucial to recognize that we have our own emotional health to maintain. We can't pour from an empty cup, can we? So while extending our kindness, we need to ensure that we're not neglecting our own emotional well-being. So kindness can place a heavy emotional labor on your shoulders. Seventh, kindness can lead to self-sacrifice and resentment. Let's delve into this further. Have you ever found yourself going out of your way, sacrificing your own needs, all in the name of being kind to others? Well, you're not alone. This is a common trait among overly kind individuals. In the grand scheme of life, it's easy to get caught up in the needs and wants of others, often to the detriment of our own. But what happens when this kindness, this self-sacrifice, becomes a pattern? It leads to resentment. This is because the more we give, the more we tend to expect in return. And when those expectations aren't met, resentment creeps in. Over time, this resentment can fester, creating a bitter aftertaste to our acts of kindness. This resentment is not towards the people we are kind to, but towards our own selves for neglecting our needs. In this way, kindness can foster resentment.